To lose weight, you will never lose any weight. It's measurable, because you can measure weight loss, but it's not specific. You have to identify how much weight you want to lose, or what you want your waistline to be, or what you want your standing heart rate to be, or what you want your bench press to be, or whatever it is. But those are measurable things, but unless you state an amount, a number beside it, it's measurable and it's specific, you do not have a goal. You have a dream. And you're going to walk around with a lot of regret, and you're going to always be talking to yourself negatively. Oh, I can lose weight. I wish I could lose weight. I wish I could go shape. I wish I could get my income up. I'd like to make more money. You never will. You won't. Just saying that, it won't work. That's a wish. It's not a goal. It's not a dream that's come out of the clouds. I want to make more money is too freaking vague. You can tell if you make more money than last year, it's measurable, but it's not specific. You have to put a number to it. I want to lose 30 pounds. Now we gotta go. I want to make $100,000 next year. Now we gotta go. I want to increase revenues by 25%. Now we gotta go. I want to read through the Bible in a year. Now we gotta go. It's specific, it's measurable. At least you got the beginnings of a goal. It's not a goal until it's all five things. Number three is it has to have a time limit. These first three work together perfectly. I want to lose 30 pounds. When? Over the next 30 years? I'd like to write a book someday. When? Someday. But what happens instantly, you can't keep it from happening, and the more mathematically your mind works, the faster it will happen. As soon as you put a time limit on it, instantaneously you start doing 6th grade long division. I'm going to lose 30 pounds. When? Over the next 90 days, 3 months. About 10 pounds a month, 2.5 pounds a week. See what happened? I want to make $100,000. When? A year. 12 months. That's $8,333 and 33 cents a month. You're on 10% commission. We need to sell $83,000 worth of product. Make $8,333. As soon as you give it a time limit, boom! I'm going to write a book. When? We got Chris Hogan has a book underway, Rachel Cruz has a book underway. I just finished a couple books that came out in the last couple of years. We immediately said, okay, we're going. Chris Hogan's book is launching in January, first week of January. Retire Inspired. I wasn't supposed to tell you all that yet. Oh well, anyway. But you know what? It's easy when you know the book is going to be in paper, in stores, to know what your print schedule is, to know what your setup schedule is, to know what your editing schedule is, to know when you have to have the final manuscript done, and then you back out from that point and say, I have this many weeks to this many months to do this many chapters. I'm going to do 12 chapters in 4 months. Boom! We know what we got. In order to be done by this date, in order to get the edit done, in order to get the print schedule done, in order to get the distribution done, and finish out the sales into the stores. All while there's an overlay on that of the pre-sale and the marketing plan post and pre-launch. All of that. All of that comes together instantly when you set the date, doesn't it? In business, when you say, we're going to launch a product on this date. Oh, by the way, we're going to be in Las Vegas in May. All of you guys got to have workbooks. As soon as we set a date, boom, it's set, right? We want to fill these seats. Boom, we got a marketing plan. As soon as you set the date, they put the time limit on it, the goals start to go. They fall in place like Tetris or something, right? It falls right in place. And you instantly know what you got to do. If you'll just take a second and go, that's how, I want to do it. Well, I want to lose weight more slowly than that. Fine, but put a time limit on it. Then you're going to get your goals, and they're going to break out, and they're going to work. Number 4 is absolutely vital. The goals must be your goals. My wife wants me to lose weight. You never will.
Honey, I wish you'd lose some weight.
Never happened. My mother wanted me to be a dentist. You're not touching my mouth. You hurt people. No, thank you. I've had a goal to be a dentist my whole life. That's a kind, compassionate person that I want to go to. My father always wanted me to be a preacher. I don't want to go to your church. Unless your heavenly Father told you to be a preacher. Then I want to go to your church. I don't want to hang out with you when you're fulfilling other people's goals. They need to be your goals. I want to make more money. My mother always wanted me to, crud. and you're 52 and you're still living your mother's dream. Come on, seriously. Set a goal that is yours. You got to own it inside. Now, sometimes your spouse or people that are in your life will be happy when you do these things. But they can't be the driver. Your leader at your team, your boss at your team, your supervisor at your team is going to be happy when you do them. But if they give you the goals, that's not a goal, that's a quota. It's to be a goal you own. It's to be your goal. We do not set goals for our team. We do give them projects that we're working on, and they have to set their goals within those parameters. If you're in sales, you have to be able to, feed your children. Salespeople with skinny kids don't work, so you have to be able to do this amount of activity in order to get this level of result. And we teach you that, and we also teach you not to go, like, say you're going to do something that logistically we've never seen done before, and it's completely impossible, double, triple what anybody else has ever done. I'd love to see that happen, but I don't want you to be in dreamland. I want you to have a goal that you can work really, really hard and barely claw your way through and hit it, and then you have that sense of satisfaction. It has to be your goals. A lot of people do these first four. The difference in the person who is uber successful and the difference in the person who is mildly successful or mediocre is the last one. They must be in writing. You must write it down. The Bible says in the back of 2:2, write the vision and make it plain. I do not understand this, but I do know this. It's the truth. Write it down. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This spooks me out every time I tell a story. This is my prayer journal, my goal set, my morning tablet that I have. Except this is the one from 1993, 1994. This is bizarre. So July of 1993, I'm sitting in my prayer time praying. I'm saying, okay, we got this financial peace book, this brand new book I had just written. And people are starting to gravitate towards the material, and they're starting to think. And I type out some things I need to do. Some products, financial piece book, I need to do a video, I need to do audio. I haven't done any of it at that point. Someday I need to have some software, isn't that cool? Media, I need to be on local radio. I was just barely starting there, local TV, cable TV, national radio, pay-per-view maybe. I had this little media thing written out. Right in the middle of it right here is a tiny little thing. You can barely see it if you're looking. It's a little bitty thing. Number 2, Roman numeral, I typed in high-touch support group concept / seminar / counseling. What happened was I was doing one-on-one financial coaching, and I would teach people all the stuff they need to do. I would get their house caught up. I would show them how to get their credit cards caught up. I would show them how to live on a budget, and I'd meet with them several times. And then I would have it all lined out for them. I would even call the companies in those days and negotiate for them and get it all set up. And it was all a plan that would work. It was all in place. I would turn them loose, and I would run into them 4 weeks later, 5 weeks later, and they go, oh, we filed bankruptcy, we just couldn't do it. What? It was all set up. All you had to do was freaking do it. So aggravating. And I started figuring out that this was not a knowledge problem. This was a behavior problem. And so I started going, okay, the way you fix people's finances is behavior modification, because personal finance is 80% behavior, it's only 20% head knowledge. I started understanding this, and I thought, okay, how am I going to do this? I started studying the 12-step guys, because they've got the best success rate of any possible thing out there. I mean, you can look at all the other data, everybody talks about it, but when it comes to substance abuse, not a lot of people make it out of substance abuse, but the ones that do, the most successful is 12-step. And in its various forms, and it's got all kinds of issues, but bottom line is it works. And so I'm looking at that, I'm looking at the data in the psychology world on group, and because that's what 12-step is, it's group, in group. So I thought, okay, what I got to do is, because I'm doing financial coaching for broke people, right? Now figure out that business model. You know, people used to say, so how do you get paid? Up front, yeah. So, I started to kind of scale this, and the one-on-one thing they couldn't afford, in other words, and it wasn't working because their behavior wasn't modifying. No matter how much I talked to them and gave them knowledge, they didn't change. But I started finding out if they would sit in a group of other people who had also faced the same things and were winning, and some of them were losing, and we encourage each other, lift each other, hold each other accountable while they're getting the information, that the information and the inspiration could create behavior modification. And so we need to have high-touch support group concepts, seminars/counseling. I wrote that down. Then the next few pages, July what I was going to do, August what I was going to do, September what I was going to do, October what I was going to do, in all those different areas, including that one I just mentioned, to make that happen. The following April 1994, I set a room for 135 chairs. I was on one radio station in Nashville that was in bankruptcy. That's irony of ironies. And I got an overhead projector and a bad suit. You remember wearing suspenders? And I set the chairs and I went on the radio and I said, if you're having struggle with money, I want you to come for a free orientation for a class I'm getting ready to teach called Life After Death. And I just knew the room was going to be packed out. It's free. 4 people came. Sold 3 of them, shut up. 75% closing ratio. Filled that class up, filled another class up, filled another class up, filled another class up. Teaching it 7 days a week. 2 on Saturday, 5 days, 6 days a week, 2 on Saturday, 7 classes a week. 500 people in the auditorium. Break them up into small groups all over this hotel we were renting. It was unbelievable. Finally, we put it on video and it took off. We changed the name to Financial Peace University. 40,000 churches have now taught that class to 4.2 million people. And it started. And it started when I wrote it down. Flip over 3 pages, and I'm not going to bore you with this, but it just goes on and on. It blows me away. I went to a thing like this that wasn't this good. And they had us go out into those uncomfortable breakout sessions with people that you don't know. That's like my social button. I can't do that one. Some of y'all think that's fun. But they gave us a 3-year strategic plan to fill out. I was on the radio in one city. I wrote down in 1995, that was by the end of 95, I did this in 94. By the end of 95, I'm going to have a radio show in 25 cities. I just was starting to syndicate the show. I didn't make it. It was in 3 by the end of 95. By the end of 96, I was going to have the radio show in 75 cities and make it. We were in 14 cities. By the end of 97, I was going to have the radio show in 100 cities. I didn't make it. In 97, I was in 42 markets. We just cleared our 569th city the other day. Rush has 624. Sean has 522. Nobody counts or anything. Which, based on the number of cities, makes me the 2nd largest talk radio show in North America. Sean actually has more listeners. When I look back and I go, I wrote that down and I didn't hit my goals, but by knowing what I was aiming at and the writing down, and it was mine, and it had a time limit, and I had a vision, and I had a goal, and I had a dream,